Call me old man Wade.
Damn you, old man!
Wait.
Old ass man.
Shut up, old man. You smell like fart.
No!
Old man.
He's so old, he got a podcast on cassette.
Fuck, you're old.
Damn it, Wade!
And welcome to the Old Man Wade Show. I am your host, the God of Stubborn, the Lord of Laughter, Old Man Wade. And without my my co-host, the superior Super Woke Harvey, he's out, I think, saving the world or doing whatever it is he does on his time off. I think he's leading a bunch of henchmen to go rob a bank. But he's not there. He's kind of like just on the radio, so he doesn't get caught. He's just gonna. He's like, no, you idiot, go left. And then when they all get caught, he's just like, He cuts it off, destroys the building, and goes over to the next group of like goons.
Sounds about right. He might be.
And that sensual voice you hear is the CEO of PandaCare.
Hey.
What's going on?
Life.
Wow, with the no enthusiasm of my wife, the Valkyrie, who isn't here. She's out studying to save the world. Where's your energy? Where's all the energy you normally have at?
Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Litchi, what's up? What's poppin'? That's what you want?
All right, go back to what you were doing before. I think I like the other one better.
Okay.
All right. So I want to bring this up now before I forget. Can I just say that whoever created chivalry was a dickhead?
I need more information.
Okay. So first off, let me say there are some chivalrous things that I agree with. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean?
Like?
Pull the chair out for your mate. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. And I was gonna say hold the door, but hold the door is the reason I have issues with it.
Why? Because some people don't know how to say thank you?
No, not even that. So it dawned on me because whenever I hold the door for a woman, they go first. Now, it strikes me as something you do when you're throwing somebody out there so they get the danger before you do.
Never looked at it that way.
I did. First thing I thought, I was like, because I was holding the door for one of my coworkers, and I was like, and I opened the door, and I was like, what if somebody was trying to shoot, I'm gonna shoot the next person who fucking walked through this door, and like...
She was the next person to walk out and held the door open.
Or if it was in the medieval times, and it's just like, oh shit, a dragon, and like, oh my lady, allow me to hold the door for you.
Right, and instead of you being able to go first and make sure everything's clear.
Yeah.
Well, so what you can do is... You can open it and stand on the outside so that you're already out first, but keep the door open so that then the female could come out after.
Yeah, but that's not, but...
It's still holding the door for her and letting her go out, but you've already checked the area.
But have you noticed how I open the door, it's like I step forward, open the door,
right,
and
so
then...
what I'm saying is you open it and you stand behind the door. Or by the door. So instead of staying on the inside and keeping your hand on the door so that the female can walk out, you walk out to open the door and stand out with the door and letting her come out.
All right, I agree with you, but here's the problem: you're gonna have some women, and y'all get mad at me, I don't give a fuck, who are gonna be like, "Well, you went in the door before me, so that's not really chivalrous." It's like,
I'm glad you said some, because I wouldn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
So again, there's always going to be an exception to any rule.
Yeah.
Some women might appreciate it, and some might not. Just like some women don't want to be called females, like. I think I'm going to use that all day today just for the fun of it because I think it's crazy. So some females might not like the fact that you stepped out and held the door and checked out everything first so that she can walk through the door. And some females may appreciate it.
So, okay. So since we're here, I remember someone telling me over a decade ago not to call him a female. And I went, why? Because I was, again, confused. I was like, why don't you want me to call you a female? He goes, because that's what you call animals or plants. And I'm like, but they're male. You can call a male that too. And I don't get why it would be offensive. And instead of explaining it to me, she just went, you just won't understand. And I'm like, huh?
So even me as a woman, I don't get it. And I thought this was a new thing. And now that you're telling me someone said this to you about a decade ago, I don't know. I just learned about it recently, maybe about a month or two ago on Twitter, where a female made a thread about it that she hates when males call her a female because she feels like it's something negative or derogatory instead of him calling her a bitch. And I had to slap myself and I was like, what? So you'd rather be called a bitch or another derogatory word instead of him trying to make it clean and call you a female. So if you're arguing with a dude and it's like, oh, you dumb female, oh, you would prefer, oh, you dumb bitch, I don't get it. So I'm with you. I'm just as confused as to why females don't want to be called females.
All right, so since we're here, I decided to do a quick Google on why female is offensive. So I found a BuzzFeed article, and it says 6 reasons you should stop referring to women as females right now. And again, I'm an ignorant male, so I'm not saying I don't get it, but if you don't want to be called a female, I won't call you that. Like
right.
that's just what I go with.
I guess it's a case-by-case scenario. Like, I don't mind it if you were to have a conversation, you'd be like...
Neither does Valkyrie. She doesn't care either.
Right, so I guess it's a case-by-case just with everything else. But go ahead.
But it's funny. I remember someone got mad at me. I was like, woman? And it was like, don't call me that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, like, again, it's case-by-case. If you're having a conversation with someone and they find it offensive, then just don't use it with them. But then there's those few who don't mind it, so you can use it with them. Just like, the different pronouns that we have to use with people. If someone says, hey, I'm a she, not a he, all right, I respect you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I'll do. But overall, I don't get it either.
All right, so the first one was because the words female and woman mean different things. Female is a scientific term that refers to the sex of a species that is capable of producing children. The word woman refers specifically to human beings, while female could refer to any species. Now, that was my thing. It was just like, so could male. But I understand this point where it sounds like it's almost breeding-ish. So
we do breed.
Yeah, yes, and you're using it in the literal term, the literal definition.
Right.
But some women have been called breeders. You know what I mean? Like they're not there. Yeah, exactly. Some people. All right. So number 2. God, I wish I could record your face because reducing women to their reproductive abilities is dehumanizing and exclusionary.
Okay, so when you say it like that, I get it. But then there are people who are paid just to do that, like surrogates. So then it's okay to just call a surrogate a female because that's what she's used for, to breed. And only to breed. We're paying her to breed. So, again, it's okay to call the surrogate a female? Like, yo, what's up, female? Because she's breeding for me. Like, that's her purpose.
Number 3. Because nobody casually refers to men as males.
I do all the time. You bunch of males get on my damn nerves. I do. Listen.
Yeah, you've actually said that to me.
I have.
I've actually annoyed you to the point where you've been like, you males get on my nerves. Oh no, you males are aggy.
I think I said it to my brothers today in our group text. Like, this was what's wrong with you males. You male species. And because, I'm the only girl, I'm their only sister.
You know what's funny about that is, but someone's probably listening to this going, and see, it's derogatory when you say it like that. So they're thinking that like it's used the same way as I'm just telling you, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know, I get it. I get you're playing devil's advocate, but I don't get the whole yeah.
Number 4, because it is it is most often used to imply inferiority or contempt. Number 5, because it's grammatically weird.
What?
Again, same thing could be said for male, but And number 6, and most importantly, because the word you're looking for already exists.
But that's with anything. There's always 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 words for other words. So I love it. Okay.
I'm just gonna go on there. I'm actually Googling why male isn't offensive.
I don't know. I think
there is nothing to say. Hey guys, there's nothing for like males, but whatever.
I think Latoya said it one day. People are just too sensitive.
I can agree
to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent, I can agree.
To an extent, I do definitely agree because you don't know what someone has been through to say if they're being too sensitive to a topic.
Exactly, I agree with that 1,000%.
So, I just don't like the people that are jumping on the bandwagon and don't really have a legit reason to take something offensive. You're offensive because someone else is offended.
It's like the people who can't form their own opinions on things.
Yeah,
it's like, well, I'm going to be offended because I feel like I should be offended.
Okay.
Like that's.
I'm with it. I'm here. We have to be able to adapt.
Do we need to dust you off like James Brown?
I think so. We just have to be able to adapt in these days and times. So. Again,
well, I think that's what it really comes down to. Like,
being able to adapt.
Like I said to had this conversation with someone. They was like, I was like, I don't use the F word for homosexuals anymore. Like,
I don't either.
it's like
I think I said it one time, and I was probably like in my early 20s, and I was young, and a lot of stuff I would just say, not really paying attention to how others might feel, and I'm sure all of us have been there before. And someone that I had said it to, she was like, she was around a good population of those homosexuals and whatever. And she was like, that's really offensive to them, and I don't think you should. She schooled me on it instead of she used it as a learning moment.
Yeah, and that's I think another problem is I think a lot of people aren't given the luxury to actually grow or to actually understand it. Like I'm lucky enough to be around a bunch of people who will school me on things.
Right, instead of belittling you.
Yeah. So I think, I also feel that when you belittle someone, all you're doing is making them not want to learn. You're like, why the fuck am I going to learn if you're going to be an asshole when I'm just ignorant to something?
Exactly.
Not being ignorant, but ignorant to a subject.
Once she corrected me and I saw, it's good to have people that have lived different experiences and have things that they can teach you so that you can grow as an individual. So after that, I learned my lesson and I didn't do it again.
Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to. Like my little brother was the one who really schooled me on that, and I said it on here a million times. But also my homegirl Charmaine and my homegirl Shenanigans, they've been like, I'm like, yo, if I have a question about the gay community, I'm like, yo, I don't know, can you explain it to me? Like I'll read something and I go, hey, can you break down why this is the way it is? Or like one of my and I tell people all the time, one of my biggest things is like I'm having serious issues with gender pronouns. I'm still working on it because I don't know.
Me too.
And so
I just wait for the individual to let me know how they would like to be.
Exactly. And what's funny about it is, it's like, I know, to me, the polite thing to do would be to ask. But then I know sometimes it's like...
Depending on who it is.
Exactly.
I'll just wait. Like, I had a coworker who wanted to be addressed as he. Okay, I respect that. And that's what I did. So unless I don't know, if they don't specifically say this is how I would like to be addressed, then it might sound messed up, but I address them as how I see them.
Yeah.
So if you look like a female, but you're not, just tell me what you are.
Yeah. I've gone with, recently I've just gone with, hey. Just leave it at that. Like anybody, man, woman, child, I'm like, yo. Or dude. Dude has been my go-to recently.
I feel like dude is unisex.
Yeah, like someone was like, I'm a woman. I'm like, everybody's a dude. Was it Keenan or was it Kel? I'm a dude. You're a dude. She's a dude.
Kel
We're all
dudes.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, Kel was a silly one.
And it just kind of, it worked for me. It worked. It just made the most sense when you kind of just do it.
But then you still have those few that are like, I'm gonna do that. All right.
Yeah, but all right. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the next topic.
Hello, this is Stephanie, host of the Mocha Minutes podcast, and you are listening to the Old Man Wade Show. After you have finished saying, damn it, Wade, for the 50-11th time, listening to the episode, why don't you check out the Mocha Minutes podcast? You can find it wherever you find your podcasts. Okay, bye!
And we're back. I'm glad we weren't recording any of that, so I don't have to worry about Panda over here incriminating herself.
Hey.
Just in case some shit is a fan. Alright, so at some point in time we're all single. I just want to say that like being single now seems like a really scary and shitty thing.
It does.
I personally wouldn't do that, but I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I'm not sure if he wants to be named, but he knows who he is. And we were talking about the single life, and he was just showing me, like, he sent me this video of this woman talking, and I sent it to you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. Sorry.
That's fine. But it was talking about how if you're not paying, then you're not getting any pussy. So we took a quick break so Amanda could hear the clip. And what do you think?
She made valid points, but I don't agree with her. But then again, you have to understand. So my point of view is this. I feel like that mentality has trickled down from years and years and years of women not being able to work and making money how they could.
Okay.
Because, back in the day, women weren't really bringing home money. So in order to survive, to pay a bill, they used what they had to make their money. So
that's why it's called like the oldest profession for a reason.
Right. And you don't necessarily have to be a street worker or doing it on the street. You know, you could do what you do on the low. I'm not knocking anybody
At
who
all.
chooses to use their body to have to pay a bill, food, because I don't know anybody's situation. Me personally, I couldn't do it. I don't feel comfortable asking anyone for money unless I am at my lowest of low. But to me, with all the ways that you can make money today, I don't think anybody should be broke. That's just my opinion. You got Uber, you got Lyft, you got Amazon. There's so many ways that women can make money that they don't have to use their body to get it, to pay a bill. I mean, it's the easiest way, yeah.
And again,
but
let's all say, no one's knocking anybody for it. But I think I'm
definitely not knocking. If you could do it, go for it. I'm just saying, for me personally, I couldn't do it.
And I know men and women who will pay for it.
I do too.
But
I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm also not gonna. I'm not with her to promote that. She's promoting it like it's supposed to be a part-time job. If there's women out there who want to get the D, go get it. It's yours. Just be safe about it. Be safe and smart. That's how I see it. But if you want to use it to get money, again, just be safe. It's yours. Go ahead. Again, for me personally, I'm all set with it. Even in a relationship, it's hard for me to ask my significant other for money. I just wasn't brought up that way. And even in my head, it's like, again, I would have to be at my lowest where I would have to come to that. Plus, I have brothers. I have my dad still alive. I have my mom still alive. I'm just not comfortable with it because people tend to throw things back in your face.
Yes.
And I don't want anyone to have anything to hold over my head. Well, you wouldn't have this if I didn't that. So I just can't. Like, they could even throw that in your face. Like, oh, you had to get the D to pay your light bill. That just doesn't sit well with me. But if people want to do it, that's all for them. Me personally, I could not do that. I do not teach my daughter that either. Like, I have my own business, so I try to teach her how to make her own money. If I'm bored, I go do Uber Eats. I don't need to do it. But if I'm bored and I feel like I want to make so much money, I go ahead. I bartend on the weekends. Another something that I don't have to do, but I like having my own, where I don't have to ask anyone for anything. I don't have to put my vagina out there for sale to get to get any money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just me. But if that's and it's crazy because even growing up as a young girl, my grandmother even said, you can never go broke if you have one. And even as a kid, I was like, this is gross. It just was never something that interested me at all. And then even I think of Jada Pinkett and Set It Off when she went to get the money for her brother, and like she just felt so nasty during it. She felt nasty after, like she wanted to kick her brother's ass when he was like he wasn't going to college, and that he lied to her and she ripped the check up. I would have kept that money. I wasn't ripping that check after what I had to go through. But you just never know someone's situation as to why they have to do it. And some people do it for fun. Some people do it because, whatever reason they're doing it, I'm not knocking it. But for me personally, I just couldn't.
My biggest thing about that is it was the way she went about it. She was shaming other women for fucking just for the sake of fucking. Like that was my biggest takeaway. It's like who are you, who women who just want the D? I'm like, okay, if they want to fuck, then let them fuck. But who is she to shame somebody else for fucking just for the sake of fucking?
So I've noticed in the woman community, unfortunately, we are our worst enemies. We are the quickest to bring each other down.
In the world right now.
Right. We are definitely the quickest to bring each other down before we are to uplift each other. And luckily enough, I am starting to see that go down a bit, because the women that I am surrounded with, that I surround myself with, we definitely uplift each other. We definitely try to motivate each other, keep each other on the right track. And so with that, when you have women like that in your circle, they obviously have women like that in their circle. And so it's slowly starting to spread out where there's more women uplifting each other than bringing each other down.
Which is actually damn good. And it's funny because part of me, I'll look on the other side of it. It's kind of like she was trying to uplift women, but it was just the attitude, the vibe, the way she was talking about it. It just came off wrong. You know what I mean? It was the
delivery of the message.
Yes.
It definitely was delivered in a way that it may have been seem like she was shaming women to just enjoy having sex, to enjoy it. But then at the same time, her delivery made it seem as though if you're having sex just because you like it, then you're dumb. That's how I took the message. But again, like, if you want to do it to get some money, do you, boo? Like, even though that's not my mindset, if I was to tell my homegirls, like, oh, this is what I want to do, you know, they would talk to me first. Like, there has to be other ways for you to make money. Let's figure something out. But of course, at the end of the day, it's still going to be my choice and my decision. But of course, but again, they're going to talk to me about it first and let me know I have other options, that I don't have to abuse myself like that.
No.
So, I don't know. I'm not in. You do what you want to do as long. I say it this way: not my monkeys, not my circus. If you ain't hurting your mind, you're free to do whatever it is you want to do. If you're in my circle, you're part of my monkeys. You're part of my circus. I'm going to talk to you. But hey, at the end of the day, your choices are your choices. As long as it ain't cutting into me and mine, we good.
Here's the Old Man Wade Show. Do you make your money? Make
right,
your money,
do
man.
what
Like,
you can
look,
do, and don't knock someone else for doing things differently than you do. You know, that's basically it.
Yeah, I just hated the way she said it, man. It just
I think it was the delivery that put you.
Yeah,
off.
it was just like who are you to do? Like, motherfucker, let these women fuck. Let them fuck. Who cares?
Right. What if you can take care of your own and you don't need the man's money? You just want, you got an itch and you need it scratched. Hey.
So okay, so let's just say for shits and giggles, Oprah decides she wants some dick, right?
She has Stedman.
But what if she didn't have Stedman?
Okay, then
Is she
and
only?
She just wanted it. Hey.
Is she only supposed to fuck if someone can give her some money?
Exactly. And she don't need nobody's money.
No.
So there you have it, folks. If Oprah needs an itch scratched and the Stedman wasn't around, she
Call Old Man Wade.
And you know what? Maria would probably be okay with it.
Old Man Wade.
Maria would probably be okay with it. Like, no, I think Maria would want you to get some money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Marie would be like, "Nope, you're not doing this for free." See,
what did this dude? This dude Blackway, this rapper. He goes, "I know down, I beat the pussy." Like, nah.
I never even heard that before.
Yo,
never heard it.
Oh man, I'm just look, man. Just do your thing, man. I just don't understand why it's that fucking. Why people are so angry about that.
I don't know why
shit.
people just don't let people live. Again, if it's not your monkeys, it's not your circus. Mind your business.
I ain't never heard that phrase before in my life.
What? Not my monkeys, not my circus?
Nah, never actually heard that.
If people minded their business, do you know how much how much less stress people would have?
There would be. I firmly believe that there would be no war if people just minded their own fucking business.
Mind your business.
So,
I think that's why my skin is glowing so nicely.
Just mind your own business.
And I drink a gallon of water a day. I can't be in nobody's business because I'm peeing all day long. You're like, yo, hold that thought. I gotta pee. By the time I get back, you don't forgot what you have to tell me.
You sound like that. The woman the IG things you send me. What up, cousins?
Oh,
you sound like that for a second. You sound like her for a second. She's fucking
name,
great.
But I love her.
She's awesome.
I love her.
But you were talking about people mind their business, and it's funny because I work overnights now, and I used to work midnight to 8, so I would still see like tenants and stuff like that, and all that other stuff. And it's a little bit harder, not harder, but it's the public transportation is a little more crowded when I gotta get on the train at like 8 because people are trying to start to get at 9.
To work.
That one, now I'm working 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Duh.
It's different.
It's
that hour makes
completely different.
That hour makes
animal.
a huge difference.
It's like I put my headphones on. I'm like,
and it's smooth sailing.
Yeah, I mind my
Same
fucking
thing
business.
with me driving. Like the difference from me leaving home at 6 in comparison to leaving home at 6:15. That 15 minutes is a huge difference in the amount of traffic I hit. It's crazy. If I leave my house at 6:15 to get to Newton, I'm late. If I leave at 6, I have a good 10 minutes to sit in the driveway and just meditate or whatever before I have to start work.
And it's
yeah.
And it's funny. I leave, so I gotta leave. I leave the house an hour and a half because now my thing is, regardless of when I have to be at work, I leave my house an hour and a half before I have to be there because it gives me once I get to work. I still got my headphones on. I sit on the bench. I kind of just look at my locker and just kind of vibe out for a little while. And I've noticed how relaxing it is when you're just kind of like, yo, you're just kind of like you're not rushing to go anywhere. Like you're ready for shenanigans just in case something happens. And like I bring it up because you were talking about like that extra 10 minutes before work.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. Like,
It does.
Like 10 minutes doesn't seem like a long time when you think about it.
Or
But when
even
you're sitting
take
and
5.
like when you're sitting and doing nothing for like 5 to 10 minutes.
Just to clear your head, to breathe, journal, whatever. Even before I came, I was like, I just need 5 minutes. I woke up late this morning, so like I was a little off on my morning routine of just meditating and just having my me time. So I just did it here before I recorded. Even when I go home in the evenings after, doing my runs, and I know I have to deal with my kids now, after dealing with other people's kids, I take a few minutes in my driveway and I just de-stress.
Yeah.
I take a few minutes to just breathe to myself, listen to a song I like. Because now I have a whole different monster I have to deal with. It's different.
Yeah. Or oh my God, just breathing.
Yeah, I do.
I was like, I forget what day it was last week. I was like, yo, I'm about to lose my shit. You were like, just breathe. Feel the ground. I was just like,
Yep.
That's like, I planted my feet in the ground.
When I
was
used
like,
to do ABA, I always used to tell my clients to smell a rose and blow out a candle. Well, smell a flower, blow out a candle. Those deep breaths are everything. I'm telling you. It saves a lot of people's lives.
It's funny. And I didn't realize I did this, but like when people say something to me and like if they're talking to me and I'm in the middle of doing something, I'll sit there and I'm typing something and then someone will start talking to me and then like I'll slowly raise my head up and I'm like inhaling as I'm doing it and I'm just kind of like, and I just kind of like look straight ahead and I'm breathing very slowly as they're listening to me, as I'm listening to them, but I'm like looking straight ahead and then people start to get the hint. I'm just like not even like, and I think they can just see my shoulders going up and down because they're like, he's about to lose his shit.
Deep breaths help. I'm telling you.
Guess you can call those aggressive deep breaths. Because I was like, yo, I'm gonna knock somebody the fuck out. All right, enough of that aggression. Take another break, and we can actually talk about the topic at hand that we initially wanted to talk about.
Which is what?
Bartending.
Oh yeah.
In a world of what are yous, welcome to the place where the answer is always human. My name is Natalie, and I'm the host of Some Kind of Brown. I was born and bred in the southern Bible Belt of the US, and if you know anything about the South, growing up multiracial was some kind of an experience. Join me in this community where I share my stories, am joined by guests who share their own, and talk about pop culture events that affect us as mixed people. You can find Some Kind of Brown on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and most places you find podcasts. I'll see you there with some more shades of brown.
Is that an ice cream truck?
And we're back on the Old Man Wade show. So, Panda, you're a bartender.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dubs! Yeah!
What was that?
Rick and Morty. So, do you enjoy it?
I do. I really do enjoy it. I'm not. Generally, I'm not. Typically, I'm not a person for small talk. But for some reason, when I'm at the bar, I don't mind it.
That's your whole job. I think it also helps your tips too. So there's that.
It does, but not only that. It's just sometimes I guess I don't like small talk with people I know. But the random people that come into the bar, I learn different things. So the small talk usually goes into something like I've talked to couples who have been married for years and just listen to like how they last so long and just the balance and how people. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I love it though. I do.
It never dawned on me that you really don't like small talk. You don't like talking in general.
So, yeah, you're right. I don't.
I don't, which is hysterical to me.
I don't like too much talking unless I've had a lot of Johnny Walker. But other than that, no, I don't. I feel like if just get to the point and then we're done talking. I don't. But I don't know. It depends. I'm 50-50.
Yeah.
80-20.
So I actually had some questions for you about bartending in general. But I actually posted on Facebook and I was asking people what they like. Tell me what annoys you. So the homegirl Angelina, she goes. She's a bartender, really really good bartender too. She hates when people say "make it strong."
I hate that too because we are cameraed. And they come down on us. I don't know about other people's job, but I know at my job, they definitely come down on us for over serving alcohol. So the Make It Strong thing, they're watching us like hawks. People think those cameras don't work. They do. They're watching us to
Can I
make
just
sure
tell you
we're
that
using the
is
jigger.
a stupid fucking thing when people go, like, you go, do the cameras in the elevators work? And I'm like,
Right. No, they're just there for decoration. They're watching us and, you know, they're making sure that we're pouring the right amount. People have definitely gotten let go because of over pouring. So that whole Make It Strong thing annoys me. I also can't stand when you have to cut someone off because they've had too much and now you got to deal with this drunk person, because I feel like the security at my job is whack.
is it whack?
It's whack. So sometimes, you know, if I'm leaving the bar at 1 o'clock in the morning or I'm trying to close and people don't want to leave because, you know, they've been cut off or they came in already inebriated, it's so annoying. That drives me nuts. There was this one time a group came in and they were celebrating. One of the people in their group had just got out of jail and they kept making song requests. I'm not a DJ. I'm here to serve you alcohol. That's it. So every time they kept coming to the bar, oh, could we play this song? My boy just got out of jail. Oh, can you play? We don't do song requests, ma'am. Sorry. I can't help you with that. Mind you now, the same female. The same female kept coming to ask me repeatedly, and I'm like, we don't do song requests. The playlist is already made. We can't switch it up. And it was like a Friday night. It's busy. I get it. Your friend, cousin, brother, uncles, whatever, just got out of jail. You guys want to celebrate. He hasn't heard certain songs. Go play it at home. Don't y'all got SoundCloud? You don't got YouTube? Take him home.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah. Go do whatever song he wants to hear. And then I guess they felt the need to have him come and ask me because I guess he was, you know, oh, I'm the one that just got out of jail. I just want to hear my song.
Sorry, bro.
I can't help you. I'm at the bar. I have clients, I have customers I have to give drinks to. I can't help you. And then when they're, you know.
I ain't got no more talking.
I said what I said. It's above me now.
y'all finished or y'all done?
Right. And then he keeps going. And then he's like, now he's trying to talk to me. And I'm like, like, I don't have anything against people that had to do their time. It is what it is. I get it. But don't come asking me for music. And then when I'm giving you the cold shoulder, now you want to throw game. No. Leave me alone. Just go back to your seat with your people and enjoy the music that is playing and the food that they're giving you and the drinks that they're giving you. Just go our way.
Go our way.
Our way.
Go our way. She also went on to say, this one gets me. I don't care where you work. This one is annoying. I know the owner.
I haven't had that one yet.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I haven't had that one yet.
Lucky you. But like that, when that happens, it's always funny as fuck. It was like, oh, I know the owner. Like, okay, that's fine.
So go get him to make you a drink. How about that? Well, I haven't gotten the I know the owner. I've gotten, well, the other bartender, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We come here when they're, come back on the night that bartender is here. We have a pretty straight schedule. The same bartenders are here the same time every week. Unless, you know, somebody's on vacation or whatever. But we pretty much have the same set schedule. So, the other bartender does something that you like, come back when that bartender's here.
Yep. Or, here's a good one. She also, last one she said is, what's your real job?
I haven't gotten that yet. Have not.
I've heard that a lot too. Like, I've heard a lot of bartenders tell me, like, they, people come up to them and go, oh, what's your real job? And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. I'm like, eh.
That's kind of rude, because what if you're a full-time bartender? Some people are bartenders and some people are mixologists. Like one of the girls that I work with, two of the girls that I work with, are mixologists. So on the side, they do, you know, events.
Yeah.
And that's their thing. They mix drinks and they come up with different concoctions. I'm a bartender. You want me to put something together? I put it together and I put it in a cup and give it to you, make it look pretty. They're mixologists. They mix and match and taste, and I really...
Yeah. And if we're going to be completely honest about it, bartenders make fucking bank.
Yeah.
A good bartender will fucking... They'll
the
clean
right
up.
place to bartend has to be it.
That's true. That's 100% true.
That has to be it. And like right now it's our slow season, so I'm up and down sometimes like, yo, I could have been in bed. The incentive is the tips. Like we still get paid hourly, And I always have to remind myself, you're still getting paid. Yes, basically. It's definitely an incentive when that tip bowl is, getting filled.
Yeah.
Or when, we do prefer cash tips. But if you look on your tabs, and you see people are leaving tips, you're like, all right, cool. It's definitely an incentive to come to work and make you feel better.
Yeah.
But, we still get paid hourly. So either which way, I'm getting paid.
So someone else, she goes, I'm not sure if she wants her name on it, so I won't say it. Here's a tip for your college fund. I already have a bachelor's degree. Well, I guess you need a grad school one then.
Yeah. I haven't had any rude customers with that just yet. I haven't. So,
Stupid idiot.
I have been semi low-key called racist, though. Remember I told you about it? It was a husband and a wife customer. It was a couple. And the husband goes, all these songs have just been black artists.
Do they know where you work? Like check the atmosphere.
And then...
But that's like me going to, the Cape and then going, hey, why am I hearing a lot of, Britney Spears and shit like that?
Hold on.
Dog.
And as he's finishing his statement, Amy Winehouse comes on. No bullshit. And I just looked at him and was like, so what can I get you to drink? It was just like the right, perfect timing. Like the universe was like, really, bitch? Bam, Amy. And I have a lot, my playlist, if you ever come to the bar when I'm working, my playlist is pretty mixed. I haven't had any complaints except for this one person. And I was blown away. I didn't even know how to respond to him. And the whole time I'm in my head, I'm like, you're at work. Because we all know my mouth could get slick. So I was like, you're at work. And then Amy Winehouse was like, yes! Come through, universe. Hey.
This is one of my favorite things. This is one of my favorite responses ever. Like, someone will say something to me, and it'll be like... Wait for it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're joking, right?
Yeah, so I was low-key called racist because the person thought that my playlist was just too many black songs. And then I'm like, well, maybe you're the racist since you sat there and really pointed that out.
I get that there's a category called urban music, which is low-key racist enough as it is. But just because it's hip-hop or it's R&B, that doesn't make it black music. Just because a black person is singing...
that aren't black know the music, and just like we know country songs of
Old Town Road doesn't count.
It doesn't.
But you know what's funny? I noticed a lot of black people fuck with Garth Brooks and not Garth Brooks. The fuck is Miley Cyrus? Billy Ray Cyrus. The achy breaky heart shit.
Oh, come break my heart, my achy. But you know what? One of my homegirls, she's Ethiopian. She put me onto rock and roll because she said it helps her in the gym. And no lie, sometimes being on the treadmill with rock and roll is pretty dope.
I can send you some really dope rock and roll tracks that'll get you going.
I'm so open to it. Ever since she put me onto it, this was a few years ago though. I would listen to some rock and be like, "Oh, this is pretty hit to get your vibe going on the treadmill." Just knocked out that run.
I was actually talking to somebody recently about the gift and the curse of me not really listening to a lot of rock and roll music when I was younger, because now I have decades of music to catch up on, and it's so for me all the songs that survive the test of time, they still really bump, and it's new to me. And
yeah.
And so there's a song at the end of Devil's Advocate called "Painted Black," and it's so fucking, and it's dun, 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 and it's I'm listening to this shit, and I'm like, yo, this, and the lyrics to it, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you later. So next one was guys thinking you want their number because you were nice and you smiled at them. It's literally your job.
Bro, let me tell you. There's been times that I have definitely gotten that. I had a guy one time ask me, he was like, there's no ring on your finger, so you must be available. No, just because there's no ring on my finger doesn't mean I'm not in a relationship. And then he's like, well, he trusts you to be in a bar like this? I'm like, what can I get you to drink?
What?
Yeah. He trusts you to work in a bar like this. And I'm like, what can I get you to drink? Did you want to order something? We're not here to talk about my personal life. What you want? Actually, I've had a woman come into the bar before and tell me how her boyfriend wanted me. Remember I told you?
You did.
She was like, yeah, my boyfriend was in here last week and all he did was talk about you. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Here's the kicker.
Oh man, not again.
Here's the kicker.
She wanted you?
She was like, I'm not offended because you're a pretty black woman. She was like, as long as you send him back home. Ma'am, what you want to drink?
I'm not finished with you!
Yo, I didn't even know what to say to her. I was looking at her like, what?
I forgot about that part.
I was like, wait, what? I was all the way messed up in my head. I texted my boyfriend like, babe, you are not going to believe what this lady just said to me.
I wish Maria was here for this right now.
You was at the bar that night too, that he was there, and you was like,
the old dude?
Yes! His girlfriend came in the next week after and was telling me how he wouldn't stop talking about me.
Dog, he was old enough to be your dad.
My dad's dad. Ugh. I was like, she can't be for real.
Look, I will be the first person to say, like, all right.
One, I don't share, okay? So her telling me I could send him back home, honey, you don't gotta worry about me sending back home because I don't want him, okay? 2, he was old. I don't want his retirement plan because that would be the only thing he'd probably be able to do for me. We already discussed earlier, I work to make my own money. So, no. That's 2 no's right there. The third one is the fact, I don't know. That's on my playlist, by the way. I love Rihanna.
Well, she's Rihanna. Like,
That's my baby.
Yo,
I love her.
You've heard how much me and Javi love her. Like, and
yeah.
Funny, like, and it's like the fact that she no one saw the amount of things she's doing now. All the business endeavors that she has. Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming from Robin. Yeah, working at the bar has its ups and downs. It definitely has its ups and downs. More ups than downs because I really have had some really good nights where I've had really good nights. Go ahead, any more?
Oh, I got a
from
few
your
more.
friends on Facebook?
My buddy who used to be I think he was a bartender too, but I know he's definitely a bouncer. Put your dick away, sir.
I don't own one, so.
And I laughed. I was like, oh, you were serious? He goes, I wasn't, but apparently Jeff Jones is. I guess, oops, I didn't mean to sound. Maybe I should censor that out. Oh, no, I didn't say anything bad about it, but I guess it must have happened at the bar he worked at.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's the fact that I've had to say that on more than one occasion. Sadly, yes, I can think of 2 specific occasions where I've had to tell a drunk dude to zip it up and another guy, when a guy's friends pantsed him.
Nope, never had that happen.
People making a mess for no other reason other than to make a mess.
Yes, all the time.
I hate when I worked at McFadden's, people used to take napkins and they used to just throw them shits in the air. And I'm like, that's gonna be fun to clean up later. Thank you.
I've never had anything like that, but they have come in and just, order everything on the menu and just leave all their stuff, like don't throw anything away. We really take it into consideration and we appreciate it when people clean up behind themselves, like throw away whatever food you didn't finish eating, bring your glass back to the bar. We love stuff like that.
I stay doing that though. Like I try my best to at least clean up as much as possible because I know that it's a pain in the ass. But I think also a lot of it comes from actually being in working customer service and having to see everyone doing stuff.
Because I've been doing customer service so long, I think it's just in me to do
not
what
be a
needs
dick.
to be done. Yeah, even when I go in the stores, I fold everything back. I'm like, I did this before, so I get it. Especially at night when you have to size everything and your store's closing and people come and mess up your pop, bro.
Female.
Them females. Remember working at the Gap and I used to be like, let me get that for you. Because you ain't messing up my pile.
Yeah, I used to tell people that, don't put it back. I got it.
Just leave it.
I got it.
Just leave it.
You're good. So what's something that really does get you, while you're working? What's something that really, you're just you gotta be fucking kidding me?
Just the drunks. That's it. There was this time, this guy, he was drunk. He came in from another event. We had already, he tried to go get alcohol in the kitchen. and they cut him off. So, once you cut somebody off, you have to let everybody know so nobody gives him
Yeah.
alcohol.
Like orange shirt, blue pants type deal.
Yeah. Don't give him no more. He's cut off. He's come in. He's already done. And he threw up in the bar. And nobody that he was with said anything. Nobody said anything to anyone. It wasn't until the security they had came in, because of course, they have to know too when we cut somebody off so they can keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
And that's when, and they saw him staggering to go back inside. And so when he was staggering to come back in the bar from wherever he was coming from, that's when they saw that he had thrown up.
Oh, it's funny. Jeff also put on there. He goes, it is kind of funny telling people they are too drunk to stay or come in.
I don't know if I've never had to tell anyone they're too drunk to come in. I don't even know if that's a thing with us. We just notify security like, hey, this person is had already too much to drink.
He was, Jeff was a bouncer at the time, so.
Oh, okay, so that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had the stuff that, I only worked as a bouncer for a year. And in that year, I seen some shit.
I bet.
And, like, literally, like, I was working at the bar, and I get a call on the radio, yo, we gotta get this dude out of here now. And so we got him out of here. I was like, yo, what? And I don't question it. Like, if they say, yeah, immediately. It's like, all right, get him out. I'm like, all right, gotta go. You don't want to get out. They don't want to go. And I don't like physically removing people.
Yeah.
I think I'm about a 75% clip where I can talk somebody out of I can talk somebody out of leaving. And usually that's what it is. Like, yo, you gotta go. Well, why? I'm like, because I said you gotta go. That's all there is to it. This particular time, dude got kicked out, and he literally, because he shit all over the wall in the bathroom. Like, they had to hose the bathroom down and then shut it down for the rest of the night.
Get out.
It was nasty. Like, it smelled the next day. I was like, yo, you should just burn this bathroom and start all over again.
Burn it down.
Sage.
Throw the whole bathroom away.
Sage. Yeah, throw the whole bathroom away. Sage, salt, Exorcist, like, everything. Like, it is absolutely probably the worst like that. Then it's like, when people fall asleep at the bar and you're like, yo, you gotta go. Why? Because you fell asleep at a bar. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, what part don't you understand? You need to go.
Yeah, like, that's always the one that got me, was like, when you tell someone they gotta go and you're like, and they don't
want to?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I like too? Another highlight of my job, like when people come in and they're visiting and they kind of just want to know where to sightsee. I never realized how much stuff is going on in Boston.
Yeah.
Where, you can direct people. Like, there was this couple, they were coming, this wife, she bought, her husband loved the Red Sox, so she bought him tickets to come see the Red Sox, and like, he didn't know it was a surprise weekend for him.
Just dope.
Dope as hell. I love seeing shit like that. I like talking to couples who do, random shit like that. And but she wanted to do other stuff with him for the weekend, and then, my brain, to me, I'm like, God, this is Boston. There's really nothing to do. But then when you really sit and think, you're like, there's mad shit to do. There's Faneuil Hall, there's Quincy, that whole strip by the beach. Like, you guys just want something close and local, go for it. Like, go downtown.
There's a bunch of shit.
The Red Line is right there. We right there by the.
I tell people all the time, like, you want to see something funny? Ride the train all day. Like, the stories you'll tell.
Listen.
Like,
so, that always gets me happy to remember stuff like that. Because I feel like us always living here, it slips our mind.
We're jaded.
Stuff there is. Yeah. We just completely forget. There was a bus driver, a Greyhound bus driver. And he was like, I just want to get some souvenirs for my family. He was like, is there a Walmart or anything around here? And I'm like, at first I was like, no. Then I was like, yeah, there is. It's Walmart in Quincy, right up the road. And, I Googled it and tried to give him the address. And I'm like, oh, shoot. There's bad stuff that I just, shoot.
It's funny. No. Like, and it's like, because I know this area, because I know the city, it's like, you don't even got to go to a Walmart, dog.
Right.
You can go anywhere.
I told him there was a 24-hour Walgreens right there on Galvin. And I was like, before you even go that far, there's a 24-hour Walgreens. He was like, a 24-hour? I was like, yeah, it's right up the street. We miss stuff like that because we live here. So
as I'm thinking of it now, like, I'm thinking, like, in the 7-Eleven that I work around, they have, like, Boston shirts and Boston hats and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or if you're just downtown, there's those random, they're not kiosks, they're, what the hell are they called? Well, you can just, like, when they got the wheels, the carts and wagons, like, yeah, they'll randomly have stuff. I've gotten more than a few, like, Scullies out of there when I forget mine at home. Like, you know what I mean? Or I lose them. So like, yeah, we're kind of jaded about stuff like that too. Here's a good one for it. What's the appropriate way to get a bartender's attention? Because I usually go with my wife makes fun of me because I raise my hand.
I think that is appropriate. It's the other night I had an event, and for some reason this young lady felt like I was going to take her next because she stood at the side of the bar. Ma'am, there's like 20 other people ahead of you here. You're going to have to wait. I don't care how many times you come to the side of the bar and stare me down. You got to wait. Like, I'm always conscious about who's at the bar and who came when. I look up a lot when I'm making drinks, and I acknowledge them, and I tell them, I'll be right with you in a second. So I think the hand raise is great, just to be like, hey, I'm here, but don't.
Yo, I hate, like, it's so rude. It annoys me, and I'm like I'm sitting there and I'm like, da da da. I'm like, the fuck?
Or even hollering out, miss, like, I see you. Maybe some bartenders might have different ways for them, but for me, just a simple head nod when I look up or your hand up, like, I'm okay with it. But
I've gone with excuse me. I've gone with
anything polite, but don't hit the bar and don't stare me down. Like, none of that works. You're gonna get your drink after the person who was here before you.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I go with the hand wave. Like, even then, it's like, or if I've been waiting longer than like 15 minutes and you're not doing anything and the bar's empty, then I'm gonna be like, yo.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Like, you're.
That's a problem. Like, hello, do you see me here? I'm huge on customer service. We just talked about that. So
yeah, but I also, you know what I also don't get about, like, on the flip side of it, it's like you get the people who don't realize like you make money off of this, so maybe don't be a dick about things. Like, you know what I mean? But on the other side, if you're an asshole customer, that extra $10 ain't gonna fucking make or break you.
Like, last weekend I had a group, and there was a few people in the group. There was these 4 females that was just sorry. There was these 4 women. I say it so much, it's like breathing.
Yeah.
And they were just so annoying. And after I finished with them, there was this guy patiently waiting. And I said to him, I said, thank you. I appreciate your patience. Thank you for waiting. He was like, I don't know how you do it because I couldn't have served them. Because they were just that rude. And he was like, I don't know how you do it. He was like, and his tip was really nice because I guess me acknowledging him waiting and having to deal with what I just dealt with, but still coming to him like he never...
I'm good for that too. I'm real good for that.
I don't like when people give me the attitude that they had because of the person before me. I always make each customer feel like they were my first customer.
Yeah.
They should. Because that's what I want. That's what I expect for customer service. Like, whatever that person did before me is not my problem. This is going to be a whole nother experience. Yes. So don't give me their feedback, So he was like, I couldn't do it. He was like, you have a ton of patience. And him just sitting there, because they changed. One, when they got to the bar, they already had, like, their whole tone of voice towards me was just disgusting. That was one. 2, they kept switching their drink order. So that started to frustrate me. But every time I turned around to get a different bottle for them, I would just breathe and close my eyes and breathe, because they switched up their drinks and they just wanted 4 shots, and they switched their 4 shots about 4 or 5 times. Every time I went to grab a bottle, they was like, no, wait. No, wait. Can you do this? And then I was just like, whoo. I kept it together though. I gave them their drinks, got them to pay, got them to move from the bar and go to the next customer. And he was just like, I was like, thank you for your patience or whatever. I appreciate it. He was like, you got patience, because I couldn't do it.
It's funny because I will actually tip more depending on like how bad I see the other person's day is having. I'm like, you're just having a shit day. So.
And I think that's what he did. I think because he saw what I had just dealt with, that's why his tip was so nice. And his drinks, he bought 2 drinks, one for him and his wife, and it wasn't even $20. And he left me the change from what he gave me, and then still added more to the bowl. And I was like, word. And then when he came back a second time, he still left another big tip.
And speaking of what tip, which is funny, like what I'll do is like, you guys don't do open bar at your place, right?
We do.
So,
but you just gotta leave a card.
So what I do?
Oh wait, what do you mean open bar?
Like when it's just like everything's paid for, like the bar.
If it's an event,
yeah.
If it's a private event, yeah.
So what I do, if I know I'm at a private event and I know that like the bars, and I'll find a bartender and I go, are you gonna be here all night? And they'll say, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm giving you $20 now. Because I'm not giving you money every time I go back.
I've had that happen to me before.
I'm not doing this.
The first event I worked by myself. When I first started training, it was a 5-year-old's birthday party.
Uh-huh.
And it was open bar. And on top of getting the tip from the person hosting the event, the people at the party, they tipped pretty well too. That was a good night.
Yeah. But it's also funny when people go out and they're like, why do I have to tip? I'm like, well, if they didn't pay people like shit, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. But because you do, it's just kind of what you do.
I think our hourly rate is pretty good, so I don't really complain about that. But still, it doesn't make sense because I don't think people understand how much you put into having to work with people. That part is the tough part.
Like, I know me, and like, actually, I'll say that all the people closest to me, like, when we go out, we do tip. Yeah, like, we make it a point to go out there because, like, I think because we've all. And I think, again, a lot of it has to do with the fact that we know people, or we knew people who are in the service industry, and we've heard the horror stories, and we heard all the stuff.
You know what's the craziest, though? I get the highest tips from Caucasian men. They tip me the highest. Women tip me the least. And then, black men would be second highest tippers. Caucasian men, they tip very well. And women, black or white, they just, they're mediocre. Half the time they don't even want to. You can tell by the way that they leave the tip. But Caucasian men, great tippers.
I have no comment for that. There's nothing I can really say.
Yeah. That's
gonna like nothing. Like I have my thoughts on why that is, but I'm not gonna say that on here. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. If you want to know what I was thinking, you can email me. It's good.
No,
I'm gonna tell you as soon as I hit stop. All right. That's been the Old Man Wade show, and I want to thank Panda for coming in here. So, what you got to promote for us today?
Nothing. No stuff.
Good news, everyone.
I really have much to promote. Just PandaCare, I guess. If you need transportation or babysitting on the evenings or weekends or overnights. The daycare is full right now, so we can't take any kids. But my staff is definitely available for babysitting.
Round of applause for the daycare being full, because that means you're doing your thing.
Yeah. And that's really just about it.
Alright, well, good for you. I've also seen on the Instagram page you're getting a lot of people commenting about how much they appreciate the stuff you do, and I think the one that was really sweet was talking about how their son says they come back and they've learned something. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really. I was like,
and you know what's crazy? Because one of the parents the other day, she texted me and she's like, "Is it okay if I put this on the page?" And it's so funny that a lot of parents reach out to me first to ask if it's okay if they say certain things, like, "Oh, is it okay if we mention the staff?" And I'm like, "We don't. That's fine. It's okay. You can post that." And they're like, "We just want to make sure we're not crossing the lines," and I appreciate that from my parents.
I was say that's really dope too. The fact that they're that considerate about everything.
It really is. I definitely appreciate our parents from the past and future parents and present parents. We've had some really good families that we've been working with, and I tell people all the time, in this field, it's never the kids; it's always the parents that are hard. And thankfully, we have definitely been blessed at PandaCare that we haven't had any parents that have made us want to jump through a fire of ring or something.
A fire of rings?
A ring of fire. That's what I meant to say. A ring of fire. We've really definitely been blessed with some good parents. They communicate well. They work with us. Whenever we say we notice something or talk to them about something, they're on it. And that's what we like, because it takes a village. We're part of their village. They're part of our village. We have their kids 6 to 8 hours a day. And,
what's the phrase? One hand washes the other.
And two hands you wash your face. And they're on top of it with us. We communicate with them throughout the day with our app. They have any questions, comments, or concerns. They know how to reach us individually or electronically. and it's been such a great experience. It definitely has.
That's dope. And and for me, it's also great for me to watch it because, like, I remember when you first started it. Actually, I remember when this was just an idea. Like, you know what I mean?
The first time around with the twins, or this time around now
both.
where I went full
Both,
on?
honestly. Like it was kind of cool. And when you went back to it, I'm like, oh, good, because I know this was something you were really good at.
Passion.
Yeah. So it's from the outside looking in. It's actually really dope to see that you're doing this. All right, it's been the Old Man Wade Show. Don't forget to visit oldmanwade.com for articles and more. I actually have a really personal one that should be out by the time this episode comes out, discussing how some of the toxic things of my life affected me as an adult. We got we'll have our weekly comic book picks of the week. You can find me at oldmanwadecom. That's OldManWadeCom on Twitter and on Instagram. You can find The Old Man Wade Show on Facebook. We pretty much just go on there and I make memes. Javi makes memes. We put some articles up there for fun, for laughter. We get a little serious every so often. But for the most part, it's a safe place for people just to go in and have fun. There will be some contests coming up. I'm going to be giving away some comic books. A book by my buddy Steve Van Samson. I'll be giving one of those away soon. Maybe if you're lucky, I'll run a contest and Amanda will speak sexy and leave a voicemail for you. You just gotta make sure you bring them home later.
I said, you got jokes. You clowning me?
Alright, so then, you know what I want to hear.
Damn it, Wade.
Seriously, that's all I'm gonna get?
That's how I felt at the moment.
Damn it, Wade!